And I think it's inspiring to push yourself as an artist to not go for the top tracks on Beatport or something like that.
Welcome to Off Club. We
Thank you for
are
having
here
me.
with Jean Pierre, and he is a DJ and producer who was actually born in Queens, New York, but is Colombian.
Yep.
And after 20 years or more in the underground scene, you've been playing at clubs like Paradise High, Pacha, Amnesia.
Yeah.
Tonight you'll be at Music On.
Yeah.
How are
Excited.
you feeling about the get tonight?
It's good. I'm always, it gets you a little, you still get the butterflies every once in a while to play for music on because it's such a good crowd, They come in, as soon as they open the door, people are like running in. So
Yeah.
it's you gotta be ready for that. It's not like, oh, it's a warm up. No, it's like we gotta be ready for it. So
It's music is
yeah,
on.
yeah, it's on. It's on.
Exactly. So yeah, anything that you've done to prepare for tonight's set, or
I
gonna
worked
go
on a
into
bunch of new music that I had a week off last week and I kind of just focused on making some new tracks that I really want to try out today. 'Cause I think it's one of the best rooms to try it out. It sounds amazing in there. And just digging,
True.
I get listening to demos, listening to stuff that could work for tonight. Just preparing musically, and I'm in the studio 24/7 in Barcelona anyway, so I'm
Yeah.
always listening to music. So
But you're living in Ibiza,
no,
right?
I live in Barcelona
In
now.
Barcelona. Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
moved there almost 2 years. It's going to be 3 years now.
Moved directly from New York to
From Miami.
Barcelona. From Miami.
Because after New York, I went to Miami a little bit before COVID. I lived there for almost 10 years, and
Okay.
then decided it was time for a change, and we came to Barcelona. So
Time for Europe.
yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I mean, we wanted to speak a little bit about, the beginning of where you grew up and everything. So could you explain a little bit, what kind of a kid were you growing up in Queens, would you say?
I mean, I was, I was a little bit of a mama's boy. My mom protected me a lot, so it was kind of hard for me to kind of venture out. But I did have a nice group of friends where they would always introduce me to hip hop, and we grew up in the '90s, so hip hop was everywhere.
Yeah.
There wasn't no electronic music in New York. It started coming up a little bit when I was in high school. My mom was showing us salsa music and Latin music at home, but at school we were listening to hip hop, 90s R&B and all that stuff. So I was definitely influenced by that earlier. When I went in my first year of high school, I started getting into a little bit of trouble. And my dad lived in Colombia, and my mom was like, you know what? You're gonna go live with your dad. I'm like, fine, I'm out. I'm leaving.
To a whole new country.
Yeah, I went, and I was already visiting my dad every summer. So
Okay.
we already had a group of friends, and it was an easy transition. And I ended up living there for almost 2 years, 2 years and a half. And that's when I got introduced to electronic music. It was big there. And my brother would take me out to the clubs. I was still underage, but we figured out a way to get in. And it was just like techno, a little bit of trance, house music, but very high energy, very high pace. And I just fell in love with it, to be fair. Um, it was really inspiring to me listening to all this new music, and obviously having the opportunity to go out at such a young age and experience like this energy it took me over, and I kind of just fell in love with it, and I just stuck with it after a while, and I never stopped since, to be fair. I was probably 15, 13 years old. And
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's crazy.
yeah, I never stopped since. So
That's crazy. Well, all of the consistency has definitely, shown today. So
it's all about
incredible.
if you love it, you love it, man. If you don't, it's not gonna go anywhere. You really gotta enjoy it. So
Yep.
that's kind of what happened with me.
And like before being a DJ, we know that you were a serious record collector.
Yeah,
So
I still am.
where did that passion come from, would you say?
I think it's just at that time there wasn't a lot of digital stuff. I mean, we were going to Napster and LimeWire at that time to download music, but it would take hours to download one track. So we were kind of just still being heavily influenced with CDs and vinyl when anybody would come from Europe, and I was introduced to this music in Colombia. So it was just always around me. And when I went back to New York after I was probably 17, 16 years old to finish my last year of high school, I just kept going to this one record shop that was amazing in New York called Satellite Records. It doesn't exist anymore. It was in the city. Um, and I would just go there every week because every Thursday, or I believe Thursday or Tuesday, one of those, that they would bring the new collection in. So everybody kind of knew that was the day to go. And you would see like Danny Tenaglia, you would see like Junior Vasquez, Jonathan Peters, all these big New York DJs digging at that time because that's when everything came.
That's crazy.
So we were all in it. Like it was still a big part of New York. I feel when I go there, there's a bunch of cool new record shops popping up. Archivio. Shout out to Pablo, great record shop. I was just there recently, and it's just great to just still be involved and get inspired going to these shops like Seawolf in Barcelona. I go, it's right around the studio, which is dangerous.
Yeah.
I go there all the time. And it's just cool to be involved with this community of vinyl because you get introduced to so much new music that you've never heard of. So I just grab maybe the artwork looks cool, and then you listen to the track and it's amazing, you know, and you have no idea who the artist is. So
Yeah.
all that stuff keeps you entertained and inspired at the least, you know.
Yeah. I mean, when you're listening to the sounds and everything, would you say that you were searching for a certain type of sound that maybe other artists weren't? Or what were you looking for at the time?
I just
or
go
even
with
now?
I go with what hits me, what I feel like connects with me. Sometimes I go looking for a specific type of genre, and then I maybe listen to you know some world album or a jazz album or something that connects with me, and I just put it aside. I keep listening to it, and then if I'm happy with it, I buy it and I take it home and study it or sample it or
Mhm.
you know, there's so many different things that you could do with vinyl apart from just playing it. You know, so it's definitely inspiring for me. It just keeps me like on my toes. You know.
Yeah. And today being in such a, streaming world that we are now, how important do you think that digging through music really still is?
Well, as a DJ, I mean, it definitely shows the difference in your music, you
Yeah.
know, of course, because you get introduced to all these different artists and the vinyl only cuts that you could only get on vinyl unless you have a good relationship with that producer and maybe he gives you the masters, but sometimes they don't want to give the masters because it's vinyl only, so you have to buy the record. And I think it's inspiring to push yourself as an artist to not go for the top tracks on Beatport or something like that, which I never do. I stopped doing that years ago. I don't even look at it.
Mm,
It's kind of just better to find what music you connect to and try to show that to the crowd and
for sure.
show what you have to bring to the table. You know?
Yeah. Wow. Well, we have to say we're really, so proud of everything that you've accomplished so
Thank you,
far. I
thank
know
you.
that there is so much more to come as well.
Yeah,
And your
totally.
career obviously wasn't built overnight.
No.
So how would you say how important was patience during this whole process to getting to where you are today?
It's very important, but it's also, like I said, it really falls down to why you're doing it. You
Okay.
know, if you're doing it for the right reasons, are you doing it because you love the music, or are you doing it to get, you know, to get laid, to get, you know, to get money? Are you doing it? Yeah, you know, you're doing it for those reasons. Some people do that for them. No power to them. It was whatever makes you happy.
Yeah, of course.
But in this industry, that you know, it really requires hard work and like passion, and really stick to your vision as an artist. And it's not easy. You really gotta love it. I love what I do. You know,
Mm.
I'm 40 now. I'll be 41 in a couple weeks, and I
You're
still
40?
yeah.
You have such a baby
Yeah,
face.
see, because I'm happy
Right.
doing what I do, what I love to
You
do.
listen
You
to your
know,
mom.
yeah, mom always gets
Oh my
it.
God, no way. Your skin is flawless. It
Yeah,
really is.
I'll take care of myself as much as I
Yeah.
can. And
In the industry as well,
it's
it's
called
hard.
balance too. You know,
Mhm.
we go to the gym, there's steam room, saunas, all this stuff in Barcelona. Really, I've always kind of had to kind of balance my lifestyle with
Yeah.
like Monday through Friday, kind of have a nice, you know, break from the
Mhm.
craziness, you know. And I think it's very important to find that balance because you could get sucked in. Like when I lived here, we did seasons here, and it was intense. Like by September, October, we were all sick. You
Yeah.
know, it's like you know,
Yeah. Living here, we
yeah,
know the vibe.
yeah, of course.
Yep.
But it's still special. You know, it's still those are the things you have to do. You know, I feel like the island is special in that way.
Yeah, of course.
Really, you connect with people. You know. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, you know?
In your career, I don't want to speak so much about the dark times, but
Mhm.
do you think that there was ever a time that you felt like you were wanting to give up on this job or not really?
Thank God, no.
Oh, good.
Thank God, no. I actually released my album for my 40th birthday called No Turning Back, which was kind of on that tip. Like, you know, we've reached 40. Trust me, when you get to 40, wherever, if you're not there yet, there's a midlife crisis. It does happen.
Mhm.
I was thinking about I was like, damn, what should I have done differently or what? But you can't think about that.
No going back.
No, you can't. You have to focus on why you're still here. And I think that passion and the love for the music has always kept me one step next, taking the step forward, you know.
Of course.
And you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, and that's the thing that you gotta be prepared for, and musically and as an artist mentally to be ready to take on whatever challenges come. We weren't expecting COVID, and look what happened.
Yeah.
You know, everything shut down. But then, because of the love of music and the love that I wanted to keep doing what I did during COVID, I began teaching,
Mm-hmm.
and I started giving private classes to people that
Nice.
just came to the studio and just wanted to learn tricks or
Yeah.
something to improve their music. and that's what I wanted to, keep doing even when the world shut down.
Yeah, that's a
Keep
good fun fact.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of this, then also, and keep doing what you love and everything. So, speak a bit about Pakate Records then. Like, how did that project start?
It
How's it
actually started during
going?
COVID.
Okay.
It was a little, I already, I had management and, agents always telling me like you need to create your own brand, and
Hmm.
obviously that was the goal. But I felt that, uh, you know, maybe in my early 30s, I wasn't ready for it. I really
Okay.
wanted to just be ready for that moment, and I created the label because I was starting to get I was touring a lot, so I was obviously starting to get a lot of promos and demos of unreleased music, and I just wanted to create a home for these artists that were looking for a home as well. Because
Yeah.
if you look at the roster on the label, we really rarely have any like really big artists. It's a
Hmm.
lot of like young up and coming talent that I found or send me music, and I believe in their music, and I've played it in different sun waves and all these different places,
Wow.
and you feel the reaction, and then you just trust your gut to actually release this music. And we're on our 27th release now,
Wow.
and it's an investment. It's an investment in your brand and yourself, and obviously these talented artists that are looking for
Yeah.
that home. And it's cool. It creates a little community, and I'm very happy with the results. I'm very happy when I go to Colombia, like these Colombian producers are like, yo, I love the label, I
Oh.
love the artwork, I love this, I love the vision. I'm like, well, great. At least we're doing something right,
No, the good feedback always,
yeah, yeah.
like,
It's cool, and it's cool to inspire the younger generation for sure.
yeah. When you're listening to demos, for example, like, what is something that maybe catches your attention?
I'm very, I'm very in, obviously the quality of the track, the quality of how good it sounds is very important to me,
Yeah.
because I tell everybody I have to play the record. Like, it's not like I don't do favors for anybody. It's really
Hmm.
much I have to play the record. I have to test them on the dance floor. The records have to be ready for the dance floor. So very rarely do I go like, yo, you need to adjust it, or you need to, fix this.
Hmm.
If it doesn't hit me from the beginning, very rarely I continue with it. So I
Either
like,
there or it's not.
yeah, I
Yeah.
like those records that just hit me from the beginning,
Okay.
and with track stack now. So like this week alone, I listened to 500 demos in like 2 days, and it's very hard sometimes because
500?
yeah, easy. It
Well,
happens all the time.
and they just,
They keep coming,
yeah,
keep coming.
that's a good sign at
Yeah, yeah,
least.
it's cool. It's cool. It's just you get introduced to all this new music.
So many different sounds also. Like,
Yeah.
whoa, that's pretty crazy. And when you think about Pakate, what would you say is the identity that you wanted to keep?
I just wanted to be on the borderline of something that like it's definitely playable for the dance floor. That's mainly what I look for. I want the records to work on every dance floor, whoever DJ is playing it, that it sounds good, that people connect with it in some way or another. I
Yep.
kind of try to fluctuate the sounds a little bit, that I don't want it to be labeled as just a tech house label or a minimal label, or I just kind of
Okay.
rotate it as I feel it during the seasons, and I kind of release the schedule on based on that. Okay,
Hmm.
these tracks should work for the summer. These tracks are more for winter.
Yeah.
In January vibes or December and whatever. So I try to keep this all in perspective, to kind of keep people on their toes,
Yeah.
not I don't want it to get to a point where they're, oh, okay, it's the
It's
same.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of try to move that around as much as I can.
I mean, what a privilege being able to like also make those kind of decisions for your own
Yeah,
label. Like, what a place you're at
that's
is
that's a
amazing.
cool thing about
Yeah.
having a label. I think it's
Hmm.
one of the perks of it.
How cool.
Yeah,
That's really great. And honestly, we love it so much. So keep
yeah.
up the good work.
Thank you, thank
I
you.
mean, speaking about, music on and everything again, and Ibiza a little bit. So you have seen Ibiza evolve quite a bit over the
Yeah,
years, I would say, and now living a bit closer, you're a bit
yeah.
more close to us as well. So from your perspective, what do you think that the island has lost and what do you think it's gained?
I was thinking about this a lot. I feel like it really is what you make out of it. I
Hmm.
feel every person has his own perspective. Like the people that have come here maybe for the past 2 years, they love it. They could love it, and they didn't see what we saw 10 years ago.
Hmm.
So I think it's really what you make out of it. The island is still beautiful. The island's still amazing. You have beautiful beaches, amazing food. People still come here from all over the world to
Hmm.
connect with music. And
Yeah.
whether the music has changed or not, or whether it's your cup of tea or not, I still feel that it's still, you come here for a reason. And as an artist, I feel like it's one of the places that I want to prepare the most. I want to do the best job, because you never know who's listening to you.
So true.
So it's one of those things that you really make what you see out of it. You know what you think the island is. It's your own experience. Some people have bad experiences because they were probably in the bad situations or went to the wrong party or went to the wrong DJ instead of looking for artists that they're really going to appreciate, you know? So I
Fair.
think there's options for everybody. And I think it is what you make out of it, to be fair.
Oh, the answer just made me feel so good.
It's
Like
true though,
you
right?
hear so much about
Yeah, I mean,
so
obviously things have
yeah,
changed, and it's not. I'm not gonna say it's it's better or the worse. I think it's
yeah.
just changed. It's
It's
changed.
what you
The
make
world
it.
has changed.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's not.
And it'll keep
Yeah,
changing.
it's gonna keep
So
changing. So
yeah.
it really is what you make out of it. You
Do you
know.
think there's still room for underground culture in Ibiza then?
I still think, like I said, you got to look for it. You got
Yeah,
to
fair.
look for what you want. You know, like
Exactly.
that club Tomodachi. I've been there a couple of times.
Oh,
It's cool as fuck. It's really dope. Like it's a small, intimate. I listened to some great music, and I'm when Ibiza Underground was there, I was going there as well to listen to the different types of music, and I feel like every club and every Amnesia still does this. You know, I was just there recently for
true.
Pyramid. Shanky and Trauma played for hours, and I was blown away. You know, it's still you still find it. You just gotta look for it.
Oh,
You know,
great. Great answers. I'm
yeah, it's
really
true
loving this. That's
though.
totally the mindset you should go into
Yeah, hundred
when it
percent,
comes to Ibiza for
100%.
sure. So listen up, y'all. And well, I guess concluding again, talking about the dance floor before we continue on, but obviously you played at some of the biggest parties in the world. What would you say, in your opinion, is something that separates a great dance floor from an average one?
I think it's a combination of everything. I really think it's a combination of the curation of the lineup, obviously the crowd that are going for that specific reason, going for that specific vibe. I think when everything comes together, the perfect moment, that's when it really creates special, like something special, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know, if there's a specific formula. I just know that there's a lot of curators that work really hard on creating a solid lineup that everything makes sense musically. And that's the stuff that I respect, when you go to a festival and like every DJ that comes in at a specific moment for a specific time. And I think all this uh works together to create that special moment that you're looking for in a good party. And I think the crowd is also very important.
Yeah.
That the crowd understands what this specific party is there for, and what how they're looking for that, and I think that creates that vibe and that creates that special moment on the dance floor. So
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of everything.
Yeah. Again, great answer. You're doing great at this, by the
Thank you,
way.
thank you.
So we're going to conclude before we do a little game. All
Mhm.
right. So I really like this question as well. And if you were to give advice to a 20-year-old
Mhm.
who was asking how to build a career like yours, what would you say would be the most important piece of advice that you would give that person?
I think a very important piece of advice is nurture the relationships with the people that have been with you since the beginning, or have been with you in critical moments, because life changes. And if you don't nurture the relationships because you got to a certain point in your career and you think that everything's peachy and everything's wonderful, life changes, things change. And what's going to happen when that situation happens and you don't have those people anymore?
Mm,
Obviously there's always people coming in into your life, but I'm very appreciative of the people that have been supporting me for years and that still send me a message even though they're not at a party. And those relationships you got to keep together. People that genuinely care about you, don't put them to the side because you're getting somewhere.
yeah.
Keep it real, keep it humble, work hard. It's not gonna come overnight. If it is, you're a unicorn. Yeah. So stuff it happens.
Yeah.
There's guys that just make one hit and they're all over the world, but
Yeah.
they don't have that background that's gonna keep them consistent. So
Right.
I think everything happens at the right time, and you just gotta work for it and be patient and do it because you love it.
Hmm.
I think it's super important.
And I mean, in your job, you're meeting so many different people,
Yeah.
artists, everything. So keeping genuine
Yeah, I mean,
relationships.
you're gonna meet a lot of people, but are those people really gonna be your friends? Are those people really gonna have your back in a situation?
Mm,
Those are the stuff that you gotta always keep in mind and keep your feet on the ground.
yeah.
Don't get so elevated. Oh, I'm making it. I'm playing this stage, and now I don't need anybody. No, it doesn't work that way.
And if you were to tell a 20-year-old who wanted to build a career like yours what to avoid, what would you say?
To avoid,
Yep.
I guess it's easy to get lost in temptation
Hmm.
and that in anything. Try to keep your head in the ground, keep your head in the studio. I think making music, whether you're not happy with your results in the beginning, everything takes time, and just try to keep your head focused, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because you could get lost in any way you can, you know.
Feet on the ground, like you
Yeah,
said.
be
Well
on the
said.
ground for sure.
All right, Jean. So are we ready to conclude to a little game?
Sure.
All right. So we're just going to ask you a few questions and you give us the 5 tracks that you would say relates to the question.
Cool.
All right.
Sounds good.
No worries. So what would you say is the track that made you fall in love with electronic music?
I mean, I think it's probably a lot of people probably say, it's a little cliche, but it's the truth. It's the DJ Rolando Return of the Jaguar, the Jeff Mills remix. I mean, when I was young and this record just came out, we were bumping this. Like we would listen to it front to back in Colombia. And I think I still listen to it and I'm still impressed on like, wow. You know, it's one of those records that I think last year I went to Cocoon and Sven played it and the whole club just went. You know, so it's still one of those records that I hold deep in my heart. That I still listen to this day, and it's like wow, you know, it's a
Great
good one.
job.
It's a good one.
No, that is a good
It's
one.
a good one.
Is there a track that changed your way of DJing?
Yeah, it's Kids on the Street featuring Shay Demier. Keep on Turning. It's called it's the Motor City Soul dub. I think at that time when I heard it, I think the record came out in 2005. I was very high paced. I was playing techno. I was in New York. We were just playing techno, very high energy stuff. And when I heard this record on, I think Ricardo Villalobos' album, I was like, whoa! It was so slow, but it was sexy, and it just connected, and it kind of made you like. I still play it every once in a while, and it's kind of one of those records that not a lot of people play, but it's still a special one. It kind of just makes you kind of just chill out for a second, you know, and still dance, which is
On the
important.
dance floor, sometimes
Yeah.
you need that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's one of the records I think is still pretty important.
good one. Now give me a timeless underground classic.
I think it's Mood to Swing, Move Me, the alternate version. I still play it. I think I've heard so many other people play it from Trauma and Shanky and all these guys, and I like putting it in my playlist still because it's just one of those records that I still connect with.
Timeless classic.
Yeah,
It is what it
100%,
is.
100%.
And a recent record that you've been playing a lot.
It's actually one of the records that's coming out on Pakate. It's Julian Collazos, a Colombian producer that lives in Spain. He sent it to me a while ago. I've been playing it for a minute. It's called Echo Reverb. It's actually coming out 2 weeks, I believe. And it's really like a drummy, big energy record. And the cool thing is that we have loads of content from Chelina to Dennis Ferrer, Paco Suna, so many artists playing this record. And I was so happy to sign it because I fought for it. I know a lot of people were trying to get it, and I was like, "Yo, bro, I want this record." Like I've been playing it, and I think it just fell on my lap, and he was ready for. He's like, "You know what? Let's just do it with you," and it worked out. So
you won the battle.
Yeah, I'm happy with it too.
Well deserved, I'd say. And finally, before we conclude, what is one of your own productions that you are the most proud of?
I think I'm proud of records by moments. I feel like so after a while, like I don't even listen to them anymore. I just because you're obviously listening to them like so many times when you're in the production.
True.
But now I'm very happy with this record that came out in the beginning of the year called Pressure. It's with my boy Casas, who I'm working a lot in the studio in Barcelona, and I got such amazing response from it, and I play it, and like so many people like the Martinez brothers, Frankie Rizzardo put it on his radio show so many times. Marco played it. Like I wasn't expecting this support, and then when people tell me it's like yo, this is one of my favorite records of yours. I'm like, really?
Wow.
Wow, great. And this we worked hard at it, but I'm happy that it got that response because we didn't do it with that expectation. We just kind of did it because this record sounds good. Then James Pitch signed it for Pitch Records and came out on vinyl. So it was this whole thing, and I'm just super happy with that record. I think that whole EP did really well.
Wow. Well, great job. Great answers. I loved everything. It was such a pleasure speaking with you.
Yeah.
That was Jean Pierre, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at OFFCLUB. And have fun at Music On tonight. Have an amazing time. And we will see you on the dance floor.
Yeah, let's do it.
Goodbye.
Bye.